Hi, quick video for Stockport Sling Library. Just a few troubleshooting tips on how to make sure that the material doesn't go across baby's face when you're wearing either a stretchy wrap or a Close Caboo. The principle is exactly the same because you put the baby into a Close Caboo in the same way that you would a stretchy wrap. So I'm just going to go through a couple of techniques on shoulder flips and how to get the material away from baby's face. Okay, so we've already got the stretchy wrap on, and this is how you would sort these issues out. Okay, so gonna get the baby, just insert baby, and you can watch our other videos on how to do this with more in-depth instruction. So just first of all, make sure when you do this that you are pulling the material really well right across baby's back. You want to make sure it goes from this knee into the opposite knee across here, and as much across the shoulder as you can, so you can see that baby's pretty much entirely enclosed now within that material. And then the same on this side. Okay, we often see people come to the library and they're worried about the neck support and the support that a stretchy or a Close Caboo would give to their baby, especially when they're very little, and it's often because you haven't pulled this material across long enough, and you get this gap here. It's like a triangle of gap where they really actually haven't got that much support because you haven't pulled this material across over enough. This is also why the third layer on a Close Caboo or a stretchy is really important, because if you haven't pulled this across enough and baby did a sudden movement backwards, there's a risk of falling out. So that third layer would actually just ensure that that isn't going to happen because it's come across. But equally, you need to make sure that that is brought up right to the base of their neck as well and isn't sitting kind of further down here. So just have a little look to see whether you can see any bits of clothing or them, and just cover those gaps over. Okay, now in doing that, the material will inevitably become closer up to their face. Okay, so with the on your shoulders, you will find that when you first do it, it kind of is a bit scrunched up like this. Now, it is actually fine to leave it like that if you want to and you're happy. If you want to make it a little bit more comfortable, you can just pull the material right out and then just fold it back up. Now, this will help to pull some of the material away as well. And it sometimes helps if you've got it a bit twisted. It sometimes helps to kind of sort it out as well. So now you can see that the material has come away a bit from the face. I'm just working without the third layer just for the time being, but I will put that on in a second. Now, if you're worried, sometimes what babies do is they kind of nestle themselves in and they go underneath the material here, okay? Now, we don't really want any material going across the baby's face, so what we can do in that instance, on this side, you can use, when the baby's turned this way, you can use this side of the material just to support their head. Now, if they're awake and moving around, they may not like that, so you don't have to do that. If they're snuggled in and they fall asleep, then it's great. You can just pop that on so that you can move around a bit more freely and you're not having to constantly hold the baby's head. This will protect it a bit more. So let's just pretend that the baby's snuggled in and is burrowing down inside there. So a couple of things you can do. You can either simply get this inner edge and just simply flip it over. Now, what tends to happen when you do that is the material will come down here a bit and you might get some more exposed to the arm or a bit more of the back. If that happens, just pull that material back up so you're recovering any gaps that appear. Now, I tend to find that it's fine to do that like that, but I tend to find that what happens is it just sort of folds and rolls back up again and it doesn't stay very well. So an alternative which stays a lot better is the reverse full shoulder flip. Sounds complicated, it's not. Pull your material so it's just straight. This hand goes inside. You get the inner edge here. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull this inwards and flip the material. So you may need this hand to help you over here. So get hold of your inner edge, start to pull. This side you will just pull up and this side comes out. Now that, you will see the material has kind of twisted itself and the twist is here. Now again, you'll automatically find that this pulls all the material away from here and you will have this exposed bit for baby. So what you need to then do is go and just pull that back up again and make sure that you're recovering those sections that have become exposed. Your shoulder will still remain flipped here, and it just stays a lot better. It won't roll back up because you've flipped it. If you wish, you can again just pull that bit back up, but you don't have to. You can just leave it on your shoulder. So you can see there now that my baby is snug here because she's falling asleep, but she's got a nice gap here and there's no material whatsoever over baby's face. Now we'll just go ahead and put the third panel up, which will go up here. Now again, with the third panel, and equally when you tie it with the Close Caboo, you would tie it around here. Try and keep as much tension as you can when you're tying it. We often see people come and this piece is sort of sitting around down here near baby's bottom. That again needs to come right up and go right across the back of the baby's neck, because that will give that extra support and security for the baby inside. Okay, now what you'll find very often, they've snuggled in, they're nice and happy, you've done your shoulder flip, you've moved the material away there, you've got nothing on the baby's face. They'll change their mind and they'll turn their head, and then you're back to square one on this side and your material's gone back over baby's face. That's fine. What we can do to fix that, what I would do is actually get rid of this shoulder flip here. So bring it back down and just redo it like you had it originally, up. So that's come back up, and then we'll do it on this side instead. So this one goes down, hand goes in, grabs hold of this edge, grab hold of this one to help you, pull, and that comes down. So again, you'll notice that that material has come away from that part. So we're just going to pull that back up to make sure it's nice and snug, and pull that back across, and then refix that third layer. So baby, again now, hand is up, no material across the baby's face. Your shoulder feels nice and secure, it's not just going to slide off. And again, if baby falls asleep, you can use that just to protect the head from rolling backwards. Again, if you don't want to, you don't have to, that's fine. They can have a look around and you're good to go. If they are moving the head around, they're quite awake a lot, then you may wish to just do it on both shoulders. So I'll just show you one more time. Slide your hand in, grab that inner edge, flip, and you're good to go. Again, just make sure that material is still covering across here. And that's it. Again, it's up to you how you want to get it comfortable. But now you've done it on both sides, you'll find that you've got loads of space either side on baby's face, and there's no material whatsoever obstructing their airway whatsoever, and they can have a nice look around. Baby decides to settle, pull it back, reverse your shoulder flip, pull it back up, and just use that material to go across there, again up here, and equally make sure it's nice and round and underneath the bottom as well. Okay, any questions, message to Porcelain Library. Thank you.